What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy, Snowy Kurama, coach of the Chicago White Sox, here for the premiere season of the Moonlit Draft Center. My Week 3 opponent is Seb, and they're cooling in the Crabhammer Boys. I'll talk a little about the teams here, but if you want to skip to the battles, use the chapters at the bottom of the video. Seb's team is super duper challenging to break through. Most of the team were very, very bulky, with hazard setters in Landorus, Diglett, Clefable, and Chansey, and 3 forms of removal in Avalugg, Blastoise, and Hisuian Decidueye. Defense isn't the only thing Seb is packing. They've also got strong attackers in Roaring Moon, Jirachi, and Landorus. The latest being a Terra Captain alongside Avalugg. By the way, who the hell allows Lando I to be a Terra Captain? I gotta have a talk with Ice about this. This is some fucking crazy shit. I don't get it. I do not get it. What are you thinking, bro? Anyway, this is the team I'm bringing for Week 3. The absolute biggest issue I'm facing this week is Earth Power Landorus, since the team is really ground weak and Earth Power is not stopped by the terrain. So my ground resist Rillaboom is first on the list. I've got leftovers for passive recovery along with the terrain. 140 speed is all that's needed to outspeed Hisuian Decidueye, and I can afford to run max attack Adamant. I'm running the Taunt Tech this week to keep hazards off the field and shut down any other status moves. Sneasler is up next with a Grassy Seed to raise its speed with Unburden. It's more or less max EVs to guarantee outspeed Roaring Moon with no boosts on either side. Night Slash is here for an incoming Jirachi, and I'm hoping to set up a bulk up or two against something like Chansey. Offensive Spike Setting Deoxys is back again. This time I can afford to run max attack and special attack since it outspeeds everything naturally. Psycho Boost hits everything on the team for neutral damage except for Roaring Moon and Jirachi, which is where Superpower and Dark Pulse come in, respectively. Air Balloon Excadrill is next because there's still a nasty Terra Landorus to worry about. I have usual Excadrill moves, max EVs on, not special, but speed and attack, and the Stealth Rock Tech to set up against mons that want to go for their ground moves. The first time I'm ever using Stellar Terra outside of in-game is right here with Stellar Terra Comfey. It's got Draining Kiss and Giga Drain for recovery, Alluring Voice because it hits a Landorus harder than Terra Blast, and U-Turn for pivoting. These EVs right here allow me to take 57% max from Earth Power with a ton left over for defense. Lastly is Empoleon with a Shuka Berry to handle Roaring Moon. Flash Cannon can hit Roaring Moon decently while also hitting Clefable, and Surf is the best move I have for Pecharunt. Roost pairs well with the grassy terrain, and Flip Turn is good for pivoting. Let's get on to the battle. Here we are for Week 3 against Seb. We see the opponent did not bring Landorus at all. This is part of why it's not good to just tunnel vision a very scary Pokemon. Because then you realize, oh, the rest of the team is very bulky, damn near stall, and good. It's not great. So, I'm also going to go over some draft league etiquette here, some nice scheduling things. So unfortunately this was one of the weeks where my weekend is absolutely shot, which is not great because Seb is in a completely different time zone. Not very friendly to my time zone when it comes to being, having a schedule for after work. So I had to play like right before I had to leave for work, damn near. And, we'll get into some stuff. So we'll just go ahead and play the battle. On normal, that's fine. I don't even remember what I lead. This is a while ago. I lead Excadrill, probably to get up my rocks. Also, I figured it would be good for the Steel type here and the Poison type here. I also completely forgot my set because I had built it and then a week passed. And I think this was right around the time that LBL started up, so I was trying to get back into the modding bit of the draft league game, so I didn't even remember that I was ballooned, to be honest. I want to say I Iron-Headed. I Stomping Tantrum because there's a fucking Jirachi in front of me and I thought I was going to stay in, but the Avalugg comes in instead. And then here I believe I switch. Yep, Empoleon comes in. We see a Terra Flying, Body Pressing Avalugg. Some crazy stuff. I was not prepared for Terra Avalugg to do this much work. I tell you what, that thing's a menace with Terra. He switches out to his guy there to take the surf, which is good. I figured this was a perfect time to bring in Rillaboom, since it is very strong, and that is a water type. Avalugg comes back in here. I just knock off an item because I knew something was going to switch in, because what's going to want to take a Grassy Glide? Not the stupid Blastoise. So I press the U-turn, get in the Comfey, because I wasn't exactly sure what else to do. I think I was maybe fearing Body Press. Oh yeah, I clicked Stella in front of the Comfey, of course. Not Comfey. I clicked Stella, of course, in front of the Avalugg, because that's what Stellar Terra is for, to hit stronger against Terra Pokemon, but I think that just applies to Terra Blast. Stella Terra Blast. Very unfortunate. Lack of game knowledge. Oh man. Anyway, Clefable's here, just takes any type of hit that I would want to deal out. I go out to my Steel type, of course. I get my Balloon getting rid of, which I figured wasn't a big deal anyway, because that was there for the Landorus, and, you know, I'm not a math magician, but I don't see a single Landorus on the other team, so it basically didn't do anything but damage me a little bit. Avalugg comes out here. I just press the rocks because I figured that it was going to switch anyway. I press the Iron Head. Does absolutely nothing. Rapid spins here. Oh yeah. There was a part in here. It's very hard to tell exactly when things happen because this is a replay, so you can see it in regular time. But he was taking 900 years to pick a Pokemon. And it was like 7:15 or something, so I say, hey, can we go a bit faster? I have to leave for work soon. This Pokemon game is not worth me and my family becoming homeless because I don't go to work. It's not that serious, but I mean, it was still crazy. And I'm gonna... Okay, obviously the body press kills me here, but I'm gonna show this in post. Bro says, sorry, went to the toilet real quick. You can't see my face right now, but I'm making a very just grimacy, cringed face, because you do not take a fucking shit break in the middle of your draft league match. What? I was flabbergasted, bamboozled that this man would have the disrespect to just go to the restroom right in the middle of the game when I say, hey, this is right before work, and he even knew that. Insane. I got the Deoxys. I Psycho Boost because it does a lot of damage to everything besides Jirachi. And I was also clicking really, really fast because I needed to go to work, as I said. Go out to Rillaboom. Set up the terrain again. Body Slam paralyzes me. Very unfortunate, but that's just a Jirachi. That's what Jirachi does. It causes status ailments and things with Serene Grace. So can't be too mad at that. I knock off there because I figured that the Jirachi still had an item and, you know, things switching in. Caught the Terraflying Avalugg, which had already lost its item. I'm gonna scroll up. Okay. He hadn't done anything else heinous. Paralyzed. Very unfortunate. Free recovery for this stupid Avalugg. It's just sitting in front of me. Napoleon comes out, Terra Blast flying, takes it pretty well, but it's not going to take the body press. Oh, there is no body press. I was damn near just sacking it off at this point, but he went out to the Blastoise to take absolutely nothing from my Surf. Jirachi comes in, I just flip turn on out of there, good move by me. Deoxys comes back in. Do I set up the rocks? Do I have rocks on you? I don't think I do. I pressed Dark Pulse for this thing because I just remembered that I said that that's what it's here for. And now I'm getting the hacks a little bit, which is pretty great. Wishes, I tell you what, buddy, I wish that I got another flinch with that Dark Pulse, so I could get them on. I pressed the spikes because I figured after their wish there'd be a protect, so that I at least have something on the field. So then I try to go for my Dark Pulse flinches again. Just presses the U-turn, gets Canary down to very low health. Blastoise comes in, probably to spin. I just Psycho Boost to do as much damage as I can. And, yep, spin. No more spike for me. Rillaboom comes on now. Do I Grassy Glide this thing? I don't think that I do, because this thing could always come in. Doesn't even matter, because, you know, paralyzed. Does not even matter. I really do wish I remembered what I did on these. I'm very sorry. If this seems very sporadic and like, I don't know what's happening. Obviously I go this thing, because, you know, it's... I say obviously, but my thought process was this thing is at the max HP. Probably a good thing to come out on this. Come out with this against the Avalugg. I Draining Kiss. I get HP back, which is pretty cool, but I do nothing to the Clefable. Clefable was not very well prepped against. I think I just didn't know when to get in the Sneasler, which I pick right now. And Moonblast does a good amount of damage, of course. Pecharunt comes out. Dire Claws. I think I para here. No, I don't. I might pair up the other one, because I remember the Pecharunt was para. Yeah, this thing is bulky as shit. I did not expect Pecharunt to be this fat. I mean, it does have a base 160 defense stat, but good Lord almighty, this thing is very, very, very bulky. In hindsight, it would have been a really good idea for me to press the bulk up button at some point, but I was clicking. Malignant Chain comes out. I'm a steel type, doesn't matter. Rocky Helmet on the flip turn. Not great for me, of course. I switch out into Rillaboom. I don't remember why, but they switch out into Clefable, which is whatever. Avalugg comes back in here. All of his Pokemon are just at the max HP they possibly could. I just remember this guy taking 7 billion years to make his turns. There I go. There's a bulk up. And as I said, I needed to go to work, and I needed to go to work damn near right then. A lot of damage off on the Pecharunt, which is great. Lemon comes in, hopefully trying to get something with a Dire Claw. I get Para, which is pretty cool. I get it again. I press Dire Claw because it's better than close combat against a flying type guy here, and I just figured I'd get as much damage off as I can, hopefully getting enough paras to where this thing can't recover. I call a para on a bulk up, which was, I got it, but Lemon ultimately goes down while the Avalugg is very low, but of course there is a full HP stupid Clefable there, ready to just eat hits, cause special attack drops to my special attacker, Calm Mind up, because of course it's gonna Calm Mind up. So Rillaboom comes in, hopefully trying to do some damage, but I get damage back with a very strong Moonblast since it's +1. Avalugg comes in, of course. I finally decide to glide. Does nothing because it's a flying type, and Avalugg's defense stat is also like 180. Doesn't really even matter at this point. I've got 2 Mons left. He's got 6 Mons left. I am more focused on trying to go to work. Yeah, this part really pissed me off. Draft etiquette number 2. Don't take 900 years with your stall team when your opponent has to go to work. I can pretty much just skip to the end here because he just does this with his Clefable, and that's GG to Seb. At that point, I just kind of closed my computer because, you know, if I hadn't said it enough, I bet you know where I'm trying to go. This loss was really big, really awful for us because that is a 6-0 against us, which is not great. But I will not let this guy forget that he takes shits in the middle of matches. So that is week 3. Let's get on to week 4. My week 4 opponent is Potato and their Rotom Washington Wizards. Another week where I'm facing off against another super threat in Terra Annihilate because Ice wants me to suffer. Terra Belly Bolt is nothing to scoff at because behind a good defensive Terra type, this thing can sit on your team as long as it wants to. Terra Fletchender is here too. Anyway, Darkrai and Iron Moth threaten greatly on the special side, while Annihilate has help from Garchomp to attack on the physical side with the option to run a defensive set with hazards. The bulky core of Registeel, Milotic, and Sylveon will be difficult to break through, and Serena can clear hazards while also breaking holes in the team for Iron Moth. Here's the team I'm bringing for Week 4. Starting off is Grassy Seed Unburdened Sneasler with a Swords Dance and Acrobatics set to punch a hole and Annihilate and other mons weak to flying. Its dual stab moves are great against the majority of the opponent's team as well. It has enough speed to outrun max speed Jolly Garchomp for the Unburdened boost, and the rest is an attack and HP. Grassy Seed of course means Rillaboom is up next. I've got a Banded set with Woodhammer to do as much damage as possible to Milotic, Garchomp, and anything else that dares to switch in. Next is Terraflying Arcanine with an Assault Vest to help against Iron Moth. It's a mixed set this week in order to pick off weak mons with extreme speed. Fence EVs allow Arcanine to take 34% at the most from speed boosting Iron Moth, and max special attack Quiet Scorching Sands into extreme speed. One hit KOs it right back. Terraflying allows it to safely switch into an Earthquake from Garchomp and hit Annihilate before it terastallizes. Up next is Choice Specs Empoleon. Specs boosted Surf off a maxed out special attack stat is nothing to scoff at, even against mons that resist the attack. Flash Cannon will be useful against Sylveon and Grass Knot to hit an incoming Milotic. Excadrill is up next with enough speed for a max speed Fletchinder. It's got Dual Stab, Rapid Spin, and Swords Dance hopefully set up on a Bellibolt or Sylveon. The last Slaw is the debut of our team mascot, Pikachu. It's running Terra Fairy Alluring Voice to catch the Garchomp and Darkrai, and generally good utility moves in Volt Switch, Knockoff, and Nuzzle. Let's get into the battle. Here we are for the Week 4 battle. No, I need to now double check this. Perfect. I'm going to be real with you guys. You have Take 2 Kurama here because for some reason my overlay for OBS did not save the crop that I have for these Showdown replays that I do, and instead had the crop that I have for what are they, the team builders. So everything is very off-centered, and because that's the way the screen was recorded, I could not fix it in post. So here we are. Take 2 Kurama is here to narrate this Week 4 battle against Potato. And I actually was very smart about this. I watched the battle beforehand. So now I have the memory juices flowing, and I know exactly what, not exactly, but I have a better idea on what I did and why. And I actually have a couple of notes for, some hindsight notes that would have been a hell of a lot better. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and say right now I started Arcanine, and I actually I couldn't remember why at first, and I think that I was just expecting the Iron Moth to come out and sweep right away, and that's why I picked Arcanine to start. So we're going to see that right here. Goldenrod comes out. Garchomp is in. We switch out to the Rillaboom because an Earthquake's coming in. Sets up the rocks because he predicted this switch, which is fine. Serena comes in. I just press Knockoff on the Garchomp. Really as a scouting move. That's why I like Knockoff, because you don't really lose too much by going for it. Because its whole thing is, taking off an item, and that's information. Like if Serena was a choice band, then I'd know, okay, it's probably max attack and speed for something. I'm trying to think. I think Excadrill outspeeds it by 1 point, so whatever I have, it's base 70 is probably what it's going to outspeed. I say that, and there's a possibility that it's there to outspeed Adamant Rillaboom, which makes the next series of turns not the best. Anyway, I press Knockoff. From that knockoff damage, I remember thinking, maybe he'll switch out. But he doesn't. He just presses Knockoff himself, which gets rid of my choice band. Very unfortunate, because that means my power is just gone. And instead of going for U-turn or any other attack themselves, they just go high jump kick, which does do a shit ton of damage to me, I will admit. But then we get the kill with, our own U-turn. Primrose comes out here just to do some damage with the spec set. Registeel comes out. Honestly, the whole reason I stayed in with Primrose is because I saw from the calc that it was going to do about this much to not invested Registeel. I didn't really see another use for Primrose because it's got Grass Knot from what I can remember. And I believe there's a Milotic on this team, and there's no Milotic here, so there's no real reason to keep Primrose around besides, you know, just to cheer on the sideline. So I decided to get this thing down as far as I can get it down, and the terrain running out works out really well for me in that sense that it doesn't get double leftovers, essentially, from the terrain. So now out comes Arcanine. We hit him up with that Overheat. Does a good amount of damage. You know, the rest of it, that's exactly what we wanted to see. And, you know, Garchomp comes in again. We switch out, of course, to the Rillaboom. We take absolutely nothing from this Earthquake. That Earthquake looked more like a Sand Tomb without the extra cool stuff to me. But we did get hit with the unexpected Stone Edge, which I suppose I should have kind of known about, but it's fine. I want to say I pressed the... How much did that... Not first turn, oh my. No, I want to see how much that Earthquake did at first, because my thought process then maybe is justified in a slight way. 11? Okay, so maybe I was thinking maybe you would do another 11, or maybe it was some sort of roll, which in that case, I guess nothing else really would have wanted to take that Earthquake save. Yeah, I don't even think Grassy Seed Sneasler would have really wanted to take it, if I'm being 100. So yeah, I think I just sacked this thing off, just straight up. And then, you know, terrain goes away, so we see Sneasler come out here with the Grassy Seed Unburden. Unfortunately, I take away that defense boost with my close combat, and down goes the Sneasler. Not great. Pikachu comes out, and this is the moment we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, this thing is going to press the Earthquake because it's strong as shit for no reason besides that it's a Garchomp. But Earthquake is not super effective against Fairy. And we can see, this is Terra Preview. I'll go ahead and take a screenshot of this. I can do it now. I can take a screenshot of it. Oh, what the hell. I'll take a... No, I want to do it right now. Please? Thank you. Holy shit, I don't know why it wanted to open up Edge. But as you can see from the screenshot, there we can see the Terra types, and the Terra Annihilate is Terra Dark. You can see that my Terra Pikachu is Terra Fairy, as well as my Terra Arcanine is Terra Flying. So I obviously, with this thing out, I Terra into the Fairy type. The Saffron, the Pikachu. Takes 85 out of 88, going down to 3%. The 1 Point Wonder takes out the Garchomp with the Terra boosted alluring voice. The star of the show gets taken down by the Iron Moth, which is completely fine. We were very lucky that the Fiery Dance did not give him a boost in special attack. We're also, it's also very nice to see that the Quark Drive boost is in speed and not special attack, which makes Goldenrod's living ability from the attacks a hell of a lot better. So we Scorching Sands into this thing, goes down to 15%, and I think Extreme Speed at the very least does 15 from what I can remember. So we take that thing down. Billy Bolt comes in, I Overheat because that's the strongest attack I got for it. Plus there's a chance that this thing could Terra because it's a Terra Captain, although I think this thing was just, oh no, yeah, no. Let's take a look. Okay, so his Terra type was Fairy on the Belly Bolt. So I was figuring that Overheat would have been better because against Terra Fairy Belly Bolt, it was going to do a hell of a lot more than the Scorching Sands would. I might want to do a calc on the Scorching Sands if we didn't if he didn't Terra. I think Overheat, honestly, is just the better play overall. So, yep. Annihilate comes out, gets some damage for the Rage Fist that it's going to go for here. Crit didn't matter, of course. And then Excadrill comes out and just sort of gets close combated and dies. So we lose, what is it, 2-0 to Potato. If I were to change anything about my sets here, it would have been making Excadrill maybe a bulkier variant. The weakness policy was stupid. Like, it was just, what was it for, really? Besides the Fletchinder. That was really the only thing that the weakness policy was doing there, besides maybe flip turn on my Milotic. But clearly my Milotic didn't really come. So I should have really just went for a bulkier Excadrill set. That worked well for me in the past, but without the access to Toxic, bulky Excadrill just isn't that great. So that is week 4 against Potato. Very good game. I thought that my sets with the, Pikachu did great. This Arcanine set did great. Shout out to Tylord the Goat for the help for this week. Yeah, that's week 4. Next video we'll be going over weeks 5 and 6, where we take on Blue and their Blue Whales Wailords and the Goat Tylord and his Twin City Torterras. Hopefully I'll encounter some better scheduling these next 2 weeks, and hopefully a win or two? Guess we'll find out. Like this video if you have not already, and you want to, of course. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and of course only if you want to. Hit that bell so that you know when I am uploading. And with all that being said and more, this has been your boy, Snowy Kurama. See you in the next video. Goodbye.